Hello, and thank you for joining me from lovely sunny Bulgaria to talk through the list of NLP for Kids frequently asked questions. Now, I actually started recording these videos earlier, and then my computer had a funny 5 minutes, and I lost the first 5 videos. So you're actually going to see me travel back in time as we work through this video series, because it's now later in the day than it was when the others that were saved happened. But anyway, so let me talk you through the series of questions that we have frequently asked about the NLP for Kids training and the licensee program as well. A big question is why we do not have geographical restrictions for the practitioners that we have. There's a few relevant answers. So at this moment in time, there are no geographical restrictions. That's not to say that there won't be one day, but right now we're in 2016 and there aren't any. And that works really well in our favour. Here's why. So first off, it means that we don't have dead areas. So if a practitioner, for example, doesn't want to deliver workshops, and some people make that decision that they want to focus on the one-to-one coaching side of their business, then it means that we don't have an area where we can't offer any workshops because the person that's got that area doesn't want to do them. It also means that in terms of encouraging our practitioners to work together, which is something that I think is really important in the kind of work that we do, we're able to cultivate that kind of a community. So when we deliver workshops in particular, we have to have an assistant there with us, and it works really well when your assistant is qualified in what you do and has had all the checks that you've had too. So very often our NLP for Kids practitioners pair up with the person that's geographically closest to them, and they start delivering workshops together. And then, they can switch over, and basically there'll come a point when you realise that some of your strengths are in some areas and not so much in others. So you want to start partnering up with the people who have strengths in the areas that you don't. So working collaboratively means that you actually end up achieving more. It's a good thing. There's another reason why as well. The other reason why is sometimes you might not want to be based in the area that you live. Perhaps you want to work in a more affluent area than where you're based, for example. So being able to have that ability to roam is a really useful thing. The country's huge, and we most certainly haven't got it covered by any stretch. So there's a lot of areas for us that are untapped. And so it's important that our practitioners have got the flexibility to be able to tap into those areas if it suits them to do so. The other thing that's important to mention is that we do encourage the practitioners to drill down into a niche area in their working. So what I mean by that is, obviously NLP for Kids is in itself a niche, but we also encourage the practitioners to specialise in a particular area. So for example, with me, I specialise in working with children who have something called selective mutism. Now, if I have a practitioner who's just up the road from me, obviously I'm going to encourage them to shy away from that particular specialism because I'm already covering it. But there are hundreds of other ones that we can choose from. And it means as well, then when we have an inquiry come in, we don't just match up that inquiry with the practitioner who is geographically closest to them. We can also take into consideration what the practitioner's skill set is and what the problem or challenge is that the family are facing. It's really important with this kind of work that we're matching people up with the right kind of practitioner and not just the one who happens to be closest to them, because we get the best results for our clients when we're working in an area that we're really comfortable with, and when we know that there's going to be that real good level of rapport building that we're able to do with them. So I'm going to be taking into consideration your personality and your history, and not just what your specialisms are, but actually who you're going to match up best with when the inquiries start coming in. So at this moment in time, there are no geographical restrictions, but don't let that be a concern to you, because actually we really make that work in our favour, and so that should be something that's quite exciting for you, is to be able to come along and work really in an interactive way with the rest of the NLP for Kids team.